What's with these guys?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spice, and we are back at it again for the catch-up volume 99, where we talk and discuss everything Manchester United. Big up to everyone that's tuning in right now. Big up to Manu, one of my guys as well, one of my moderators as well, tune in as well. Hope everyone continues to tune in. Smash that like button, subscribe as well to Red United TV. Press that notification bell so you can be the first person to, of course, see and watch whenever anything drops that's new. And of course, for those who want to contribute to the channel, you can always contribute via PayPal. And of course, you can send a super chat while we're live. For those who are watching on Facebook, you can also send a star as well while we are live. But it is what it is. We're here to discuss everything Manchester United, your beloved team, Manchester United. So make sure you tune in. We've got the boys. I'm about to introduce them to them. I'm going to start it off with, of course, who should I start it off with? Let me start off with Depps, of course. Depps, big up Depps. How you been, my bro?
Yeah, bro. Topsy-turvy week for United. Felt like my week, to be honest, Started off with a low, ended with a high.
It started off with a low, end of a low being a draw against Sevilla. For those of you guys that are unaware, me introduce Ems. Let me not talk because I can hear myself in the background.
What?
Hi.
Yeah, you got an echo back.
It's all right, man. But yeah, I'm gonna move it straight up to. Yeah, we can definitely hear you in the background, and we can hear echoes when it comes to you. Look, watch. Put that on mute. Yeah, but yes, Jerome, what you saying, my brother? How you been?
Yeah, man, all good. Had a good weekend. Obviously ended on a good note with United yesterday. But yeah, as Depp said, yeah, it was up and down in it. But that's what happens in it when you got hella games to play. You win some, you lose some, you draw some. So it's good to have more games than hardly have any. So you got to look at it like that. But yeah, the sport can always affect our moods on the weekends. But luckily, it ended on a good note.
Definitely ended on a good note. Like, as you guys know, of course, we are here to discuss everything Manchester United. As you know, Manchester United played Seville 2-0 up and drew at the end full time, which let us down because we know that it's going to be a tough game. We'll talk a bit about that later on in the show. But of course, we're here to discuss yesterday's game, Forest versus Manchester United. Manchester United winning 2-0, a goal from ANTONY and a goal from Diego Dalot, the fullback. And big up to Munzi as well. That is also joining us on the stream. Munzi as well saying big up to the man there, Munzi, mate. Of course, Munzi has changed from Munzi Talks to Sports Carnage. Make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. But yes, back to that game. Started off. Let's get straight into it because it is Nottingham Forest 0 Manchester United. 2 Manchester United getting that W on the weekend. As I said before, Manchester United were in full control against Nottingham from minute 0 to 90. You know, the first 45 minutes, Manchester United in absolute control. Christian Eriksen, Bruno Fernandes dictating play throughout the whole 90 minutes. Everyone thought, you know what? No beats at the start with Manchester United, all their problems. Christian Eriksen fitted in straight away and demonstrated why he was one of the best midfielders in the Premier League and why he was leading the assist chart before he got injured. And the second half, Manchester United as well, absolutely destroyed Nottingham with chances, but not scoring as much. It should have been more than 2-0. I'm going to start with you, Deps. Deps, your thoughts on the game yesterday, Manchester United beating Nottingham Forest 2-0. Let's start with you.
Yeah, hats off to Eriksen, Casemiro, man. Like, they truly revitalized the squad. You know, looking at it from last season's perspective, that midfield was atrocious. You know, we had Pogba, who was, you know, half-hearted and everything, and Fred and McTominay, who was trying to stabilize, but them two had no composure in the midfield. You know, and having Casemiro and Fred, you know, 2 leaders, they both have very much composure and dictation around them and organizing. We look like a class team. We genuinely look like a class team with them 2 in the back in the midfield. And with them 2 back in the midfield, it was comprehensive from minute 1. You know, I think we completely dominated. I'm going to take it back to midweek and say, you know, it was a bit disappointing losing Martinez and Varane. And to come away from home, losing probably arguably the best 2 defenders in the league right now, and coming back with a clean sheet was remarkable. You know, hats off to Ten Hag. You know, he knows how to bounce back. He knows how to learn from what I would call mistakes. You know, and take responsibility for what is wrong at Manchester United, and he's fixed it. You know. I'm going to take it back to stuff like Malacia. Malacia was at fault for the last goal, and somehow he's injured, and he put Diego Dallo, and Diego Dallo had a wonderful game left back. Diego Dallo literally I think he was one of the decisives in taking the game to Forest. Him, Fernandes, the whole team, Sancho, Martial, Eriksen, Casemiro, Wan-Bissaka, the guy, what's his face? The one out, hopefully, Maguire. You know, they all put in a real shift, and you know, 2-0 it didn't reflect what we actually put in. You know, it could have been 3 or 4, maybe even 5.
You see that? I hear that, man. It could have been 3 or 4, maybe even 5. Let me move it up to you, so I can stop talking before I hear myself in the background again. Ems, what was your thought on the game?
Pretty much I like to echo what my Dep said, but bro, the football sweet, but just the cutting edge, bro. That's the only thing, bro. We ain't got enough killers, bro. And I feel be one of them games where we play sweet football and then Forest will go the other end and put it in the back of the net. I was very wary. Yeah, man. Eriksen makes a big difference, bro. And I think this whole some fans are like with Bruno it's 50-50, and I think when I think about it, right, and I've had to do with McTominay and Fred, it's very hard to get chemistry with them type of players. And now Eric, he's on his wavelength, so now we're seeing even more quality from Bruno. I think he can pass the ball quicker now. And obviously Martial's back in the team as well, and he likes to link up. So but I think we're going to see the best of Bruno from now until the end of the season. But for that game, yeah, man, I was impressed, man, considering we was on a downer against Sevilla. And then we've gone to the City ground, live on Sky Sports, crowd, everything, and we silenced them. And I've got to say, I've got to shout out to man like Victor Lindelof. I thought he was immense. I don't think I don't think he got the credit deserved. Because as a Swedish, bro, if he was English, yeah, he would have got the credit. Everyone's too busy talking about the man next to him. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, every day is always about, oh, Harry Maguire, like, is he on trial? It's just very last season. It's like, yo, like, bro, like, Lindelof, bro, was solid. Maguire got booked in the first, was it 10 minutes or 3 minutes? I don't even know.
3 minutes.
Bro, this guy, I thought somebody paid him, you know. Man brought the guy down. They're in the box for the header. The handball's like, hey, he needs to come off the pitch, bro. I don't care. But yeah, big shout out to Lindelof and I thought, well, the back four was impressive, but them two in particular, I thought they had good games. So yeah, big shout out.
Big shout out indeed, man. I don't know if I can still hear myself in the background, but I think it's okay now. But maybe moving up to Jerome. Jerome, I'm gonna let you spit. It's your time to shine now. What was your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the game. It's just how it should be, where you're just sitting and you're just relaxing, and you're just enjoying a good game of football. Obviously, excluding the odd anxieties with Maguire, I think we're playing some good football. As the guy said, it's good to have Eriksen back in the middle, pulling the strings. And yeah, I agree. I think with better players, you'll see better performances and more consistent performances in the team, and from players like Bruno, who does come under criticism in some odd games. But yeah, all in all, yeah, I was quite happy. I think the only negative is that we need to be killing these teams and winning by 4s and 5s, because City would have destroyed Forest yesterday with their forward players. So yeah, we need to just be a bit more clinical, because if we're not, it could cost us in games like this. Like when you look back at the Sevilla game, which should have won, and ended up going to 2-2. That's a prime example. But yeah, just persevering with the back line that we got. Obviously, Lindelof had a good game. Maguire was edgy, as we would expect. So we just need to just see this end of season running through with this back line. But if we play like we played yesterday on the front foot, then maybe we won't see the weaknesses that we have in defence. We won't see it as much. We might just see it from the odd individual. But as a collective, if we play like that on the front foot, then yeah, I'm pretty confident for the end of the season. But yeah, as I was saying, the quality of football was good, and it's good to have Martial back in the side, helping with the fluidity in the team. So hopefully he can stay fit towards the end of this, between now and the end of the season, and just have a steady team. Too much chopping and changing just disrupts the flow of the team. So glad to see that apart from Sabitzer, doesn't seem like there's no more injury casualties. So we should be all set for a big night on Thursday in the Europa League, really.
Definitely. Big up to everyone that's tuning right now. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button as we discuss this match and dissect it. But yes, as you said there, very interesting thing there that M said, you know, the first 20 minutes, Maguire, of course. Maguire, I've always believed he's been playing against us since last week, bro. Against Seville, the own goal. I thought that own goal was on purpose. You know, the yellow card was on purpose as well. Even Anthony, when he scored and celebrated and looked at him, he shared the same feeling that we all have when we see Maguire. And guys, we're all back into the chat now. Let's discuss Harry Maguire's, man. I know he had a good performance. It built up to a good performance toward the end, but that first 20 minutes, man. What are you guys' thoughts on Maguire's performance yesterday?
It's just almost like a walking disaster, Maguire. Like coming within 3 minutes, really getting booked. Man's playing rugby on the pitch, and then he's acting like that shouldn't be a booking. It was a stonewall booking. It was just like if you're £80 million down the drain. That's the first thought in my head when I saw that first yellow card, and I was worried because that's not how you want to start games. You want to start confident on the front foot, but Harry Maguire brings so much anxiety to the team, and he gets so much protection from the media. It's just unbelievable. But it's just one of the ones where we just have to put up with it because we haven't got anyone else to come in to fill the defensive position. So yeah, we just have to just deal with it really. But obviously, as you guys said, as the game went on and we controlled the game, you didn't see that much of a minute because we had more possession of the ball. But when we don't have the ball is when the problems come to fruition. So yeah, it's just going to be one of them ones where we just have to just play front foot football and just try and dominate games, and then that way we won't be able to see all these weaknesses that we have with Maguire playing in that team, because he doesn't show any leadership, no communication, and it just seems like we're just winging it in defence. Like every time Forest had corners and set pieces, I was just worried. I was just thinking they might score from one, because we're not commanding the box. We don't look like we know what we're doing in that box. It's just like a load of bodies just standing in the box and just hoping for the best. Like, you know, like there's no presence. Like even with the keeper, like it's just like he's just thinking, "Where's my defenders? You're there, but you're not there," sort of thing. So, like I think we almost conceded the penalty, like with Maguire doing something clumsy in the box. Like it just, this doesn't breathe any confidence when he's there. So it's just one of the ones where we just have to try and win in spite of him being in the team. Put it that way.
Anyone else wants to discuss Maguire? Because shocking 20 minutes, man. Nerve-wracking 20 minutes from Harry Maguire, man. Ems, what about you? What have you got to say on Harry Maguire? Let me just unmute you. Yeah, go on.
I would say he's an absolute disaster, bro. And he's like a car crash. It's like a car crash waiting to happen. And I just think, for me, I feel like let's just get to the end of the season. Hopefully, people would want to be willing to buy him or get rid of him. But it's clear that Ten Hag doesn't fancy him as a first choice. And if he's willing to play third or fourth fiddle, that's fine. But I think for his sake, he needs to leave, bruv. He can't handle some people just can't handle the pressure of the shirt of Man United Football Club. And the added pressure as well for him to be captain. Like that person, I don't want to mention his name, that gave him the armband. It's criminal, bruv. How dare he, a man with no credentials, bruv. No trophies, bruv. In the honours, bruv. He has honours in relegations, bruv. He gave this guy the captaincy. What winning mentality did man have, bruv? For him to be the captain of Manchester United Football Club, you know?
I couldn't even mistaken him for Roger
But for me, bruv, like Jerome said, yeah, I think what we have to do is just keep the ball high up the pitch, bruv. Just to hide these deficiencies, because, bro, anyone that's quick, agile, and that, they're going to go on his side to turn it. Command turn slower than the ocean liner, bruv. So it's tough, bruv. But yeah, that's what I'd say about Mr. Jacob Harry Maguire.
Oh my god, man even knows his full name, you know. Hey Debs, what about you? Let me ask you a question. Do you think Manchester United can continue in its form with Harry Maguire at the back and still get the W's and try to get as far as possible in the competitions that we're still in?
Yeah. Listen, I'm tired of this guy, bro. I've been tired of this guy for about 2-3 seasons now. When we had Smalling, yeah, we were struggling, but what we had in Smalling was a complete defender. You know, he was whack at everything else, getting goals, passing the ball. But as an out-and-out defender, he was resolute. We now swapped Smalling for this guy, yeah, and this guy was supposed to be a complete defender. You know, a pass with the ball, leadership skills, positioning skills. He was supposed to be the guy, the actual guy, the £85 million guy, and the media's hang on to him, fam. They've hung on to him and applied more pressure than I felt like he should have got. You know, there comes a time where a man plays, or a man has that type of, you know, a stint in his career, yeah, and he needs to go back into the lion's cave and lick his wounds, yeah. And the gaffers that were on to show, so Gareth Southgate, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've left him out there with all these wounds, yeah, and he was vulnerable, bro. He was vulnerable, physically, mentally, spiritually vulnerable, and so many players, so many teams, so many managers have literally pinpointed that, you know, that he could possibly give the opposition the W. Yeah, we watch Manchester United week in, week out. We see other teams target him all the time because of the comical displays he puts in week in now, week out. Yeah, bare minimum a game a week. Bearing in mind we have 2 games a week, sometimes 2 games a week. For sure, once a week, he's going to put on some sort of comical display where he's making stupid mistakes. Mistakes that you see in under 21. Like there's the mistakes.
Can I just stop you there and just ask you, are you going to answer my question? You're going somewhere else.
I'm tired of this guy, bro.
Are you not going to address the question?
I'm tired of this guy. No, but
I forgot the question.
To put a couple on it. Ten Hag is a gaffer. Let's be real. Ten Hag, we've done it without Rashford. We've done it without Casemiro. We've done it without Eriksen. We're doing it without Shaw. These are high-profile ballers. We did it without Martial, who, in my opinion, had a wonderful preseason. We'll do it without Martinez. We'll do it without Varane. Will we be the complete team with them guys, which I feel like should have been the question? No, like we're going to be acceptable with that type of comical in defense, but will we be able to pull it off? Ten Hag magician.
Are you confident with Maguire at the back?
What guy would be? What? I tell you, name me a man that's confident with that guy in the back, and then I'll tell you that he deserves to be in Cuckoo Land. Nobody's going to be confident. Am I confident in the gaffer to pull off results?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. But with Maguire in the back, we're always acceptable. We've got another away game on Thursday, a big away game. Is Maguire the guy? No. Is Ten Hag going to, put some sort of tactics to protect him? Probably.
Yeah, I see that, guys. So in Depth's way of answering my question, he not confident in Maguire, but he has the confidence in the manager to oversee this difficult situation of Manchester United with just lack of defenders, man. I remember back in the days under Ferguson, we used to get majority of all of our defenders injured and then find a way out, bro. Same with under Louis van Gaal when we played against Arsenal for like Darren Fletcher centre back. What's it called? What's that guy's name? Blackett. We had certain men in there that weren't meant to be there, and we still find a way to beat Arsenal.
Wait, can I say something? Wait. So what, are you Dempsey's translator? Are you Dempsey's translator?
I have to translate because the guy didn't answer the question, so I have to translate, bro. He went somewhere else, but that's Dex for you, bro. But yeah, guys, moving on from the match, of course, the topic, of course, as you can see there, Anthony and Bruno shines against Forest. Bruno Fernandes and Anthony magnificent in the game, especially Bruno Fernandes. I gave Anthony my man of the match. I'll ask you guys who were your man of the match in the game after we summarized the whole Anthony and Bruno. But I had to give it to Anthony based on the performance that we haven't seen in a long time. We don't see that much good performance coming out from Anthony, but when we do, I want to praise it and I want to highlight it because of course he cost 80 million and we're always onto him as well. Like we're wondering if he's actually Brazilian at times. We don't get that samba at times, but Anthony will go and assist. Well, Bruno, conductor yesterday's game, absolutely vital and everywhere. I want to start off with you, Ems. I'm going to go on Bruno first. Bruno performance. Tell me about it. Tell me about Bruno Fernandes' performance because you got man of the match.
I think it was a magnificent. I think this is the best Bruno has played in a very long time. But I think it's such a coincidence when you get Eriksen, him and Casemiro. Apparently that says they've never lost a game when they've started together, and you can see why. Yeah, you can see why there's a chemistry. Because bro, you can't be playing football with you know who or them. So I think with Bruno, Bruno needs other players on his wavelength to perform. So I do think that maybe some people are a bit too harsh on him, and then you got some people. I think with Bruno, people are either over harsh on him or overrate him. It's a bit hard to because he does really divide opinion. You know what I mean? But with his stats, you can't argue. Because what's he got? Is it something crazy goal involvements, bruv? What was it? Goal involvements or something like that.
Second only to Messi, apparently.
Yeah, second only to Messi. Yeah.
Bruno.
Since he's came.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Wow. Yeah. So But then
Well,
I
you got to
do
look at
think,
the
bro,
games, though.
you got to have eye test, bro. Eye test on a lot of things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
with me, Bruno, I think, do you know what? Yeah, if our back four was like our strongest back four was fit, yeah. Obviously Rashford's out, yeah, I get that, but I think we would have enough, and I'll be confident enough to say, yeah, we're sure to take the top four and win the Europa League, innit? But due to we don't have our defense, yeah, I'm a bit worried, bro. Even that game against Sevilla, I'm scared, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, and yeah, and oh yeah, big shout out to Varane, innit? He's a dad for the third time I saw. But anyways,
Big shout out to him.
yeah, but yeah, with Bruno, I was impressed, man. I think it's the best game in a while. I can't remember a better game he's had for weeks, months, maybe.
Definitely. I want to move it up to you, Jerome. Of course, you're heavily critical on Bruno Fernandes. So am I. I'm not going to lie to you. Your thoughts on Bruno's performance yesterday? Was it a spectacular performance? How good was Bruno yesterday?
Yeah, I can't even lie. Like, obviously, I'm not Bruno's biggest fan, but if someone plays well, then I'll give them the praise that they deserve. So, yesterday, I agree with Ems. That was one of his best games. I think I'll go as far as say that's one of his best games, like throughout the whole season. Like from start to finish, there wasn't this wayward Hollywood passing and giving the ball away. He was actually like playing solidly throughout, consistently, and that's all I wanted from Bruno. Not playing in moments, but having a consistently high performance, controlling the game from start to finish, like the likes of Kevin De Bruyne or a prime Lionel Messi would do, like start to finish. That's what top elite players do when it matters, not just in moments FC. So I got to give him his props for that. Like I didn't see him put a foot wrong, and I was just thinking, yeah, maybe he does need to play with better players. Maybe if there's better players around him, it would motivate him to keep up the high standards, because obviously he doesn't want to look like the lesser player on the pitch when everyone else is performing. So I guess that's what we need. We just need a better team, a better collective, and then we'll probably see a better, more consistent Bruno. So yeah, all in all, I've got no complaints, and yeah, I even said it in the group chat that yeah, Bruno played well yesterday. Like I'm this guy with some agenda that will just nitpick and say that yeah, but he did this and did that. If I see that you played well, then I would say that you played well, and yeah, he did yesterday.
That's fantastic, man. You see that, guys, is at the end of the day, he doesn't have no hidden agenda. If a player plays well, and even though he doesn't like him, he's not giving him the props. It is what it is. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to Red United for those who are watching on playback as well. But post your comments as well. I want to move up to Depths. You got like a minute or two. Yeah. Just want to highlight that, emphasize that. And your thoughts on Bruno. See, performance. Your thoughts on Bruno's performance yesterday?
I think Bruno had a Bruno performance, but the difference is that he had the quality players around him. So with Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno just had a free role. He popped up on the right, he popped up on the left. He was centre back at times, He was literally playing the attacking midfielder, create a free role properly. He was all over the place. And Casemiro mirrored it, playing CDM. And wherever Bruno was on the pitch, Casemiro was there to shadow him. And it was just what Bruno kind of needs, a responsible, reliable guy right next to him, pulling strings behind him. And, Bruno gave with the ball. He tried passes, one Hollywood passes, pulled some off, didn't pull a couple off, but that's Bruno, like God loves a trier, and the boy actually tries. So, obviously he always trying to pull off these Hollywood balls in a stiff role. United don't play attractive football without him, So United don't pull the strings, and actually tell a lie, since Eriksen's been there, Eriksen's pulling some nice passes off, but other than them two, they ain't really passes that threading through in the team. So yeah, man, had a Bruno performance, but this time with quality players, so he stood out. Last season it was with Pogba in it, so obviously the seasons before it was with Pogba. So with that type of quality, Bruno is going to be getting on the score sheet and thriving that way. So yeah, Bruno performance.
Big up Noah that says that it's 1-0 to Liverpool. Gakpo. Noah, I've got your question earlier on.
That's handball.
We're going to address that question later on the show towards the end regarding the Seville and the FA Cup. So make sure you stay tuned in and stay in. Moving on from Bruno Fernandes, because again, I'll say that before I even ended, let me have my quick say. I just thought Bruno was exceptional, man. He's dictating the midfield with Christian Eriksen, and I think that's a major help with Christian Eriksen because Eriksen's the type of guy that can connect the defense from the midfield to the defense to the attack. Well, Bruno on the other hand can connect the attack from midfield. You get me? Because he'll be the one that was playing at the number 10 position. Even though I don't feel like he's the best number 10, but he's a maverick number 10. He does what he needs to do. And I can understand that when you have the best players playing behind him. Like, I'll let that go. But when the best players are not playing behind him, Bruno does a lot of fuckeries. Like, he does a lot for it. If there's no Casemiro, there's no Eriksen to just sweep up his mistakes and mess, and we're heavily reliant on Bruno's creativity, we're in deep shit at times. But when you have Casemiro there and Christian Eriksen to feed the ball, playing 1-2s with Bruno, because you saw that. They were looking for each other. They were looking and saying, where's Bruno? Where's Eriksen? Pass it to him, so we can make things happen and keep the game ticking in midfield. And we absolutely won the midfield battle yesterday against Nottingham Forest. Long may it continues as long as we have those three fit.
Amen.
Amen, indeed. And moving on from Bruno Fernandes, another play that shone yesterday. Of course, for those who know, Ems is not a fan of him, but he ain't got Antony himself, Anthony Santos, who got a goal and assist yesterday, assisting Dalot for the second goal, which was a wonderful second goal. Anthony done a lot, and I was screaming pass at times. But Anthony, man, the match. How good was Anthony Ems yesterday?
Well, Anthony Dos Santos or Anthony Martial?
Anthony Santos.
Oh, Anthony Dos Santos.
Yes.
He had a good game, but mate, he's got to have many games like that because I'm still not convinced, bro. And I'm sorry, bro. For me, 85 million pounds, bro. I'm sorry, but I think like for me, there was bare times. Yeah, he's not a killer, bro. Like the bare times that the ball was getting crossed across the edge of the box or crossed in the box, and man not there to tap it in like his first goal. The one Sancho fizzed it across it. And man's on his heels, bro. An easy extra 3-4 goals. If he can flip it, what's him call it? If he can bloody anticipate. You know what I'm saying? But I do think maybe I got to lighten up a bit because at the end of the day, he's new to the country, new language, different culture, all of that. I have to understand that. But at the same time, I just expect a bit more, bro. Like he needs to beat the fullbacks a bit more. But in this game, I can't fault him. He had a very good game. He impressed me. He impressed me very well. So it's 2-0 Liverpool, I see. But anyways, he impressed me. So I ain't gonna complain. He had a good game. I just want him to be consistent and keep up that performance and improve and get better. Then I might be like, oh, you know what, I might have changed my mind. But I just want to, but hopefully I want to be proved wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I hear that, man, and absolutely right. But one thing I have to say, and what thing you highlighted, that it is his first season in a different league, learning a new language, and look at his stats so far. I think he's got about 6 or 7, 8 goals in his first season at Manchester United, a couple of assists, doing way better than Jack Grealish did in his first season at Man City, to be honest with you, with 400 million. So we gotta give that up to Anthony.
But the thing why it's highlighted more, and I think I said this right. Man City are top of the league, bro. So at that last season, so Jack Grealish is hidden. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know he's hidden.
Anthony's one's more highlighted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Anthony's one's more highlighted because of where we are, and we want to do better. But if you flip that way around, you know what I mean. So now Jack Grealish is coming to got to do. So now no one's talking about him. You know how football works, isn't it? You know, if a team says, well, do that. It's like even with Sancho, like he's not pulling up trees right now. But you know, if he was top of the league. No one's really going to talk about him that much. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's football, isn't it?
Like I said before, I always say this again. Winning or being successful is a good deodorant for masking flaws.
Yeah,
you know? When you're winning, no one clocks your weaknesses. They don't. Like, even though you can see it, no one cares. It's until you start losing. But I'm going to move up to you, Jerome. Then Deps again. Deps, you can have the last say as always. Jerome, Anthony.
Yeah, I was hugely impressed with Anthony. I think you guys know how I feel about Anthony, and he's been improving game by game. And as you said, it's his first season. He's 22 years old. Still got a lot to learn. He's an ETH man. So those are the factors that suggest that you got to give him time to adapt to this league, to improve, just like any other player. Obviously, I know there's big pressure because of the price tag, but he's doing the best he can. He's starting to keep holding the ball more. He's one of the few players that we have that is able to retain the ball and retain possession of the team. And he's starting to use his right foot a bit more. Obviously, he can use it. There's still room to develop that, a lot of room actually. But you can see that he's trying out there. He's trying to use that right foot. He's trying to add another dimension to the team. He's even looks like he's got a bit quicker in pace now and strength. I've seen his hunger. He's actually very aggressive now. So it looks like he's adapting to the physicality in the Premier League. Obviously, he got his first assist in the Premier, so that was a great assist as well, showing his awareness. So, yeah, he looks like he's on an upward trajectory right now, and the season hasn't even finished yet. As I said, yeah, he just needs time to develop, because it's not often that you start in a new league and you just go all guns blazing, or as Michael Richards says, burst onto the scene. It's not that kind of thing that happens too often. So it's going to need a bit of patience, but so far, I'm satisfied with how he is. And yeah, Em made a good point. Yeah, Grealish was crap last season. If Grealish played like that at United last season, when we had a worst season, it would be carnage, literally. But it's because he's in a more complete side. City are in a much different position to us in their development. Like, we're literally just starting out again under ETH there, whereas City have been with Pep for 6-7 years now. So yeah, it's a totally different level, and yeah, so far so good. And hopefully Anthony continues to improve, because yeah, we're gonna need him for this end of season running, because yeah, the jury's still out on Sancho, even though he's one of my guys. Anthony's shown more improvement than Sancho has, and he's been there a shorter time. So yeah, we'll have to see.
Yes, we have to see. How about you, Deps? What's your thoughts on Anthony's performance yesterday as well? Wow.
Excuse me. Yeah, to be honest, I think Bruno's performance was way more better than Anthony's. I think Anthony had a lot of involvement in the game. With that involvement, he's clinical. You know, I like Anthony. I like the fact that he's one of the winning factors. So he wins us games with goals, and you know, like, we expect him to be on the score sheet. You know, you say who scored at United, is probably going to be Rashford, or if not Rashford, then Anthony. You know, so he is important in the sense where he does win United games. Or he has won United games this season. Last match being one. You know, he scored the first goal, which was needed, because we were peppering the goal for the first half an hour, and Forest looked like they were getting in it with a couple corners and stuff. And yeah, Anthony popped up in the right position. Martial trying to finish off a wonderful pass, and Anthony picking up the rebound. You know, it weren't the typical, you know, curl in the corner kind of goal. Quick tapping, you know, from the keeper save, you know, and he's on the score sheet again. And then obviously he popped up heavily involved once again in attacking play, and feeding through Dallo. And yeah, he's got his first assist in the Premier League. So I'm hopeful for Anthony and Sancho, because I do believe they're in the same bracket. You know, I don't think they're the type of wingers to pick up the ball from the halfway line like Eden Hazard or Neymar or Messi, or, you know, the wingers that you think of. And they're more two-touch ballers. Can I get in and around the final third type of ballers and create something? And in and around the final third, Anthony's dangerous. Yeah, if he faces you up with that left foot on him, he will score a goal or create something, or be involved in the attacking final third. Yeah, and that's what I think Ten Hag wants. I do want to see Anthony crossing a bit more, but from what I saw from him, he's on the improvement. I don't think there's many wingers better than him in the Premier League at the present moment. So yeah, that's a lot to say on Anthony.
Yeah, that wraps it up for Anthony and Bruno Fernandes. We're moving on to this last question before we end the show, guys. Big up to everyone that's tuning in. Smash that like button, subscribe to Reggie United TV, of course, and as well, remember we're back again live on Thursday for the watch along for Seville's game. Noah says here, I've always splashed Jerome Depth and Ems. Are you nervous against? I hate when people call me address me by my first name. You know, I don't know that name on YouTube. I don't know that name on YouTube or any media thing that I do. I am known as Ivorian Spice, and that's my stage name. Yeah, people need to remember that. But yes, are you nervous against Sevilla away at home on Thursday and against Brighton at FA Cup semi-finals on Sunday? Guys, I'll let you take that before we end.
Me personally, I think me personally, bro, I don't know. I just think how we play against Sevilla, then the Brighton game will take care of itself. So I think if we beat Sevilla, I think we beat Brighton. I just got that feeling. But if we don't beat Sevilla, then I'm not very confident beating Brighton. That's how I feel, innit? Because that hangover, the Thursday hangover, to go to the Sunday. So it's a bit tough. But I just think, and this is what I was what was we talking about last week? Someone said, Sevilla, they're the bottom half of La Liga. Blah, 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 blah.
I was saying that the Real Madrid of the Europa League.
Yeah, I said the same thing. It was Shops. Shops was saying, they're at the bottom of the league and we should be winning. No, it doesn't work like that.
People saying 3-0 and all. I don't know about that. And then I just think, for me, like we can't. And I think we're lucky that there's no away goals in this game. Otherwise, mate, we'd have been screwed, mate. So let's go confident, and I think we can do them. I think Martial's back, and that's all we can do them. You know what I mean? But the Brighton game, I think, like I said, it takes care of itself. But that Brighton are no mugs, man. The way they school Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, bro, proper schooled them how to play football and all of that. So, and obviously Brighton got the whole week to prepare for the Sunday because they played on Saturday, Saturday, and they've had the whole week to plan to play against us. So that's the only thing. But nah, man, for me, I think we beat Sevilla, we'll beat Brighton. That's how I see it.
Anyone else wants to add to that before we sign off?
Yeah, I think Sevilla is going to be a tough game because we've got a poor record against them over the years in the Champions League and Europa League. So it's going to be a big test. My only concern is our defense going into the Sevilla game because our defense caved in last Thursday. We were just hanging on in the end, to be honest, with no leadership or communication. So as long as ETH gets the formation right in the defensive line, then I'm pretty confident that we can go to Sevilla and get a good result and go through because we've got Eriksen back. Obviously, Bruno suspended, but we've got Casemiro and hopefully Sipic is okay. So as long as we've got a good midfield, because we're going to need to control that midfield. Otherwise, we're just going to get run through. And obviously, with Maguire or whoever's in defence, it's going to be too much to ask for them to keep them at bay. But I think, I'm pretty confident that we can get through Sevilla. Just because I just think that ET's got a plan for them with the personnel that we got. And then the Brighton game, that's going to be a difficult game because as Em said, they've got a whole week to prepare for it at Wembley. We can see that they're a good team.
Excuse me.
We saw how they just dismantled Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, we know that Chelsea are poor at the moment, but I watched that game and I was so impressed with how they were just running through that Chelsea team at Stamford Bridge. So, it's going to be a tough game. But at Wembley, we've got the experience. We beat Newcastle in the League Cup. So, I think that experience will help us get us over the line. And I'm just so glad that we've got Casemiro back to show us some leadership and drive to get us over the line. So, I think it might be a bit nervy on both games in some stages of the game. But, I think I'm pretty confident we're going to get through both games, Sevilla and Brighton.
That's wonderful, man. Debs, any last word before we sign off? Have you got anything else to say before we go?
Yeah. Sevilla, to be honest, I think Sevilla gave us a problem when Ten Hag started making mistakes. I think before the first goal, we dominated the same way that we just dominated against Nottingham Forest. I do believe that obviously playing an away game is difficult, but and what else I do believe is that we gave it to them. So we handed Sevilla a 2-0 lead when we could have been walking away 4-0 up, 3-0 up. So me personally, I respect Ten Hag highly because I do not see Ten Hag making the same mistake twice. So I do not see Ten Hag putting on Perestieri, and whether we're winning 1-0, 2-0, 3-0 up, I do not see him making the same substitutes. And I do believe maybe without Fernandez, is going to be a bit more difficult to win by them scorelines, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. But to take a win from Sevilla away from home, I do believe Manchester United are capable. And concerning Brighton, as long as we just show Brighton the level of respect to say you are a dangerous team, we are gonna, do match preparation properly against you, and imply enforced tactics against Brighton, who, in my opinion, keep the ball very, very, very well in dangerous areas. So as long as we understand this and play to understand that it's a cup semi-final, I do believe that we can take both victories. I do believe that we're going to reach both finals, but to take it to get to that stage, to get to that level, Ten Hag's got a job on his hand right now.
Absolutely, and I agree with you with that, man. Tough job to do for Manchester United, who go to Seville this Thursday. Remember, guys, I am also live on Sarcasm City with my boy Flawless, which I have redirected to the link for tomorrow once the stream ends. So yes, make sure you tune in at 4:30 p.m. on Sarcasm City for the Mandem United Talk, where we chop it up. We talk everything Manchester United for an hour and a half. Sometimes we go up to 2 hours, man. We can talk. But big up to everyone that's tuning in today. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button. Remember to share across all social media platforms. Remember to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments for those who are watching on playback. And again, your boy is back live on this channel on Thursday for a difficult game in Seville. That's what I feel like it's going to be. And Ems is right. It depends on the result against Seville to see whether we're going to go to Brighton and give it to them, at Wembley in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Hopefully that should happen and everything would be good. But big up to everyone that's tuning in. Subscribe, smash that like button. This has been the Catch Up Volume 99. Next episode to 100. As always, remember to subscribe. Remember to keep it united, and remember to keep it Red United. Your boy is out. Peace and love from everyone here, Deps, Ems, and Jerome. As always, we'll see you next week at 8 p.m. Peace.